Wolf, our on-ground panelists here throughout today. Now, picks are already coming through. There's the Baksha. Now on the flip side, you have the Clint and the Sora finally.
Twisted Minds sniff out bait. They think and they
Whoa.
as Omega, allowing them to pick the Khalid, but they pick the Baksha, and there's a rare pick in that Selena for Sean.
See if it's going to be clean. We are jumping into the land of Dawn for game number 1 of this best of 5. For Smart Omega or Twisted Minds, their playoff journey is on the line as this is the last match for the play-ins here. And we'll see who ends up facing against Team Liquid tomorrow.
A very, very fast clear with the Selena and Hilda together. Maybe the King gets his purple buff. He'll already be starting his orange buff while Ryzen is still getting his or clearing the, at least the little, forgetting the name. The wolf.
The wolf.
Another word. Yeah, let's just call it the little wolf.
Little wolf man. Looking into this, we've got to go ahead and see exactly how the early rotation is going to be, because that's been so important, especially in the last match for this. But already some action in the mid lane.
Arrow on the perks. He is tasked to actually just clear these traps out and maybe catch an arrow or two. So that's falling into place for Smart Omega. EXP lane, it's all about both of them actually just wanting to get out of there. I give a slight advantage to James.
Yeah.
Much more mobile, a little more honest for Lansu. And in the gold, that one's actually a coin flip. Both gold laners actually need time.
Yeah. Which is why you saw, or you see both teams decide to go for something a little bit more aggressive in the center with a very fast bridge. Good sources of damage also available for both.
Okay.
I can hear more, which means I can also see better.
Yes.
That's how it works.
I was gonna say, you know,
Science.
you ever hear that when you're like, I can't see when someone's blasting loud music and you're trying to park?
Yeah.
Oh, Tracy does catch one, and they dogpile on up Perks. Perks didn't even flicker anymore. Twisted Minds draws first blood.
Oh.
Yeah. So I really appreciate this Baksha pick.
Whoop. That is the shifting skies used by James, but Twisted Minds jump on him too. Mingwin in the back line, taking down Tracy. And Ryzen get through, but Sean pops him. And in comes Perxiva. Renmark's getting dirty. You like this.
Yeah, again, this is what I expected with these two. There's going to be a lot of trading, especially when that Baksha Roma showed up. And that's what you get with Selena. The moment that arrow hits or the moment you see Sean get to chip away at someone, Twisted Minds are encouraged to fight, while Omega, they're not just going to take that line down. They're always a team that, oh, someone's low.
Whoa.
Fight.
Mingwin with a stolen Selena ult comes in.
Oh, man.
Pops Lansu, but he gets a split.
Oh.
And Mingwin can't finish the job. Lansu lives.
Wow, I can't believe Lansu survived that. That was so many guys from Smart Omega. Great for him to survive. Turtle's going to be up here. And when was the last time we saw a roam Baksha throughout the season?
Earlier this season, was it JP the last one we saw?
It had to be very early on in the regular season.
Yeah, I do remember it showing up maybe less than 3 or 4 times.
It's very rare because Baksha is such a high prio ban.
Yeah. Often banned, and then when it does slip through, it goes in the jungle. But it works really well with having a Suyo also on your team. Set things up better for the Queller and even the Soul Sever, but fighting for this turtle. It's up for the taking. Oh, quickly taken by MP.
Shifting skies, Omega goes for the turn. A lot of damage coming through. The mount still finding it. Sean gets taken down. Perxiva falls. That's a trade 1-for-1. James
MP
needs to get on out of here. MP does not force the issue. Smart Omega back off as well.
Yeah, good thing that was a committed flicker by James. The Queller would have been able to connect, and the MP the King would have been encouraged to continue that. Even if James committed that flicker, it would have been too late. Speaking of items, Netsky decided to rush a Sky Piercer. Very interesting. So he goes for the Fury Hammer, built himself the basic boots, and just goes for Sky Piercer right away. So they know that with the tankiness of the members of Twisted, the fact that there's a Sky Piercer most likely going to be coming through for the Suyo as the first item. There it is. They wanted to balance that and meet that. Because traditionally, you look at the lineup of Omega and don't even consider them a Piercer holder team. There have been some Clint builds that don't build that item. So it's a smart move by Netsky.
Yeah, I'm also wondering if this time around it'll be a bit better for the Clint, since we got to see it once last series, but you know, unfortunately didn't do too well. This time around against the Claude, and with this type of team composition.
Oh, Netsky Gets dunked on, just barely flickers out.
That was what I was going to say. You know, what I'm worried about with a Clint is you're going to have to burn the flicker a lot of times with this kind of heroes that are being thrown at you from Twisted.
Could be wrong, but Mingwen might be one of the first times or rare times we've seen someone use Purify today. It's been mostly flickers.
Yeah.
Even with high crowd control lineups, just the gaps that they need to make.
Maybe the second or third athlete today.
Yeah.
They Purify.
Yeah, because we barely even saw Purifies in the last one.
In the first long series, yes.
Yeah. Fury Hammer Piercer for both carries of Omega and Twisted. Yeah, it's really going to come down to how they play the team fight. It's cool that Omega's still being able to be aggressive and actually meet Twisted Minds in the damage department, despite being up against a Baksha, a Glue, and a Suyo and Selena that we know can shred very early on.
Barangay oddities. Despite losing out on the first turtle and having less kills, they're up on farm. Where'd that come from? They're circling around the turtle pit. They dogpile on a Tracy. Tracy pops the Puissance. Perxiva moves on the targets, changing it. It's the frontliners of the Barangay moving through. Perxiva enters the Y-Brush. What a dance.
Yeah, they actually just held the turtle there with James for a while. No one's going to commit to it just yet. Ashan throwing out arrows. Meanwhile, MP's going to grab his purple buff. So they're just all delaying this for it eventually to lead into this massive fight for this as Mingwen holds on to the Baksha ultimate. Half health once again goes for a soft reset, but it looks like they're willing to commit now.
And there it is. The retribution and the blazing duet by Nosha. They're backing off. James flickers back once more. And just like that, they got a stack on the Perxiva. MP the King finds him.
That was a defensive blazing duet also by Nosha, and it ended up working out for them because Omega, who wanted to fight, the moment they realized that the damage from Nosha was actually something that they needed to respect, they just decided to back off. So far, Twisted Minds are playing these team fights really well, and you see the effect of having the surprise pick Baksha with it having to revitalize.
Yeah.
The fact that Perxiva is on this Hilda right now can't do much. His only thing to do is just stun whoever gets close between Nosha, MP, and Sean. Yeah, he can get vision, but he's pretty much a free target for Twisted Minds, while James is essentially the main tank for the team.
Yep, and that's what he's going to have to go ahead and just kind of do. I think we've seen that even in the last series. You pick up the Hilda, you've got to be that guy to just kind of jump into the team, and that can work against you, depending on how this goes. Now, Twisted hasn't built a massive lead or anything like that, but it's more so of just how they're dissecting the team fights that's working for them in their favor, and it continues to give stacks over to MP the King Suyo here. And that's going to be the problem, right? We've seen this before where you get hyper snowballed on a Suyo, multiple stacks, and then that is a threat in itself for Smart Omega to deal with throughout the course of this game.
Whoop.
Mingwen, will he take an arrow? Okay, no, he sidesteps the arrow. Smart Omega is still here to back him up, so they're fine. They kind of just need to go ahead and continue to build up.
It's also a really sad time for Mingwen. Imagine being a Valentine and the only best ultimate you could steal is the Tortoise's Puissance of the Baksha.
He did pick up the Abyssal form changing.
Yeah.
Seemed to be good because he himself is a Selena specialist.
Yeah, gets a lot of dashes, so at least he can cosplay as a hero that he excelled with near the end of the season.
Oh, Tracy here up top. Perxiva has to respond to that, so they'll hold on to the tier 1 turret up top as the next turtle coming up here shortly as both teams get in position for this. Arrows being thrown out once again by Sean, but Smart Omega make quick routes here for the Lord.
All right, they let go of that turret up top. I don't know if that's their decision or they just it totally slipped their minds.
Yeah.
But Nosha farming up will lead to less space for Netsky to farm through.
I feel like this is kind of what we saw last time with the Clint coming into play. You know, you just kind of, you wait for him to come online and you hope by this point with the first Lord that he's there. He's going to be rotating for this. But who do you catch? I think that's the biggest question for Smart Omega. They do find a deadly magic on Tracy, but Tracy's tanky enough. He doesn't even need to use a Revitalize off of that. So it's a little bit difficult for Smart Omega to decide who to go for and pick off. Look at the front line that they have with this kind of composition.
I'll tell you who it is, and Joseph, it's not that Baksha. What a chin on Tracy. Where's the damage going to come from? How are they going to take him down? Just off of Netsky?
I think so. I think it's just got to be Netsky, man.
It's going to be a late game thing. Maybe Omega can get like 1 or 2 members of Twisted, but in the long run, Twisted win the battle of attrition.
Whoop. They go straight for the Lord. Forcing Omega to respond, putting it at half health. Soft reset. Now they bear down on it.
Oh.
Lansu very low. Look at the back line as James hits that shifting skies, but Epi the King secures it. Nosha takes him out, and they're not done. Perks Eva's gonna be up next on the docket. Neski takes down Lansu. 2 for 1, the trade. Yeah, Nosha finds Mingwin.
Oh!
Gets traded up for Netsuke. Gets 2 stacks. And he wants more. It's Ryzen controlling this lane. Just the 2 of them left.
Yeah, the long run, pretty good recovery by Omega. Twisted Minds gets the win definitively. But the fact that Netsuke was able to get a stack on a Sky Piercer, double kill, took down Nosha.
Oh!
Yeah, add more to that, Netsuke, damn!
Well, we did ask the question, is it just going to be Netsuke to be the hope here for Smart Omega, at least for now? And I think that's been answered, man. 3 kills, 3 stacks on the Sky Piercer.
So some lack of respect there by Twisted. I don't know what Tracy wanted to achieve with that jump onto Netsuke. Feel like he wanted to go, but there was no one else close enough to back him up.
Nary a Dreadnought armor, nor a Jerkin built up. Like, he has 0 physical damage.
He's got magic
defense.
resist.
Yeah, that's all.
And a bunch of health.
Yep.
More for Netsuke to run through.
Yeah.
At least when he gets the Guardian Helm, like, it'll help him a bit, but that was a huge moment there for Netsuke to get built up on this Clint, who, you know, so to speak, is going to be the guy to help them in game 1.
Smart Omega needs to be studied. They seem to be getting their economy from what seems to be, Magical Satchel.
Yeah.
Because they're down turrets, they're down on a Lord, they're down the turtles, but they're still, very close to Twisted's gold.
My fellow Filipinos and barangays know they're probably taking loans.
A lot of ayudas.
Yeah.
Ayudas.
From different barangays.
Yeah.
I swear I'm a resident.
Yeah, they're not going to ask for it back anyway, you know, so you might as well take the loan.
I'll say yes.
Never know.
You never know. So at this point, let's go ahead and see if things change for the course of Twisted. Whoa, flicker used by Sean. Are they going to go for Trace? Tracy's tanking up again at this point, but a flicker down is something. Missile arrow thrown out at James. He's going to be fine too. So it's fighting for the space, and it's... Oh, Sean! Whoa!
Ryzen! From out of nowhere!
All right, so this is where it's going to start getting really bad for Twisted Minds. After the 3 kills they gave to Netsuke, that's 30 plus stacks on the Piercer. And then the fact that Ryzen can just take out a squishy member of Twisted Minds like that. I mean, one of the reasons why Netsuke got the kill earlier onto Nosha's Claude was because he was initially bursted down by Ryzen. There's a really good chance that if Twisted aren't careful, specifically Sean and Nosha, they could just get taken out of the map.
Yep.
And MP, Tracy, and Lansu will just be left with a lack of damage.
Yeah, this is a very daring position to be in here. Twisted holding on to this tier 1 in the mid as much as possible before the next objective is the focus when that Lord comes up.
Oh, man.
Oh, BOD picked up. You thought Netsuke was doing some damage before. Well, now he's got the BOD.
Yeah, even Nosha would be worried about entering the fight as a Claude if he can't get a good angle onto Netsuke. He somehow has to hope that he ends up behind the Clint. Because if he shows up, he's going to get reduced to 50% health with 1 full combo.
Yeah, 1 combo there.
How far off is he from Wind of Nature?
Quite far, because it looks like he's going Malefic Gun first.
Yeah. Okay, Nosha goes Malefic Gun. He's got that.
That might be unwise.
Yeah.
He needs a Wind of Nature now if all of the above is going to be true.
Oh, unless they take out Netsuke here.
Tracy, winding
yo,
up, says ni hao. Right to Mingwin as he pops to Purify and pops him just as quickly.
Hey, if you can't take out Netsuke, you might as well take out Mingwin. And that's a good sign for Twisted to start up this Lord here. He did also pop the flicker, so now Netsuke doesn't have that available to be on the defense.
Honestly, I think Omega should take the risk. Try to blast someone and then get out. Never mind that.
Another arrow right to the face. Pertiva goes. James here has to repair the situation. MP the King is about to get shut down. Ryzen finds him.
It worked out. Perfect for them. Yeah, Ryzen, that was just a perfect entry with the deadly magic.
Yeah, perfect target to go for. That completely stops this Lord take, so it's going to go for the reset. It does. Oh, no, it doesn't fully reset. Netsuke.
Tracy goes hunting, finds Netsuke. Nosha with a shutdown. Yeah, finds another. Gets a double, and James is the victim.
I guess you don't need the Wind of Nature when you can make moves like that.
Drive by Tracy. Does it again, and Sean, of course, with an Abyssal Arrow. Just a perfect combination stun. Since Netsuke has to pack a flicker in this game, and he cannot back up Purify. There's so much dive. Once he gets caught, it's over for that Clint. Netsuke needs to be a little bit more cautious of where he positions. And I think Omega are also quite cautious because MP the King has hella stacks on that Piercer.
Yeah, he does, man.
Well, it's cut in half now.
Yeah.
Cut in half, even so. Nasha's a big threat, as we just saw from that, so he's building into it. Even over across from them as they take down the tier 1. Oh, he goes Wind of, yeah, he goes Wind of Nature. Just to utilize the Wind of Nature with the Blazing Duet.
Winter Crown.
Or Winter Crown, yeah, Winter Crown. So he's got that.
Which is about as good as you can get between
Yeah.
the flicks of Netsky and the Deadly Magics.
Because he could probably, yeah, I mean, we'll probably see him switch it out if he wants to, once he uses it too, so.
Go for the jungle.
Yeah, Smart Omega. But hold on this side of the jungle. They got the Lord to deal with here shortly up top. Part of this, again, is protecting Netsky to make sure he's alive. He is a big part of staying in this game and not letting it end in favor of Twisted as they take down the tier 2 mid lane.
All right, Lord here, threatening the push, smacks right into that turret. Shifting skies, James pushing Tracy back. Tracy with the Puissance.
Tracy.
Might have taken too much damage, but the turret will fall before he does. Puissance on the way out.
Omega's come back here really will just bank through them somehow being able to get picks onto the easiest or lowest health members of Twisted, the squishiest members. Ryzen getting chased here by Lansu. They're going to be able to check it. I think they have an idea. Nah, they don't!
Oh, Sean.
Sean here will not survive as
Wow.
caught by Ryzen like a smooth criminal.
I thought they had an idea because of how they were checking the bushes, but no.
Yeah, that's tough for Sean, man. He's like the target to go for. He's going to be out most of the time, and he might just have to go ahead and take those deadly magics for now. Twisted will try to hold on. He's more of a information guy on the Selena. Now they're going to lose a tier 2 turret off of that take. Really good from Ryzen as he also takes the purple buff away. So this
Leaves
is
the baby too.
He leaves it.
Oh no.
Oh no,
Lancer
was
cleans
planned
up.
out,
Lancer, of course, Lancer cleans up.
Yeah, Lancer had to.
Twisted Minds now. This is why, like, looking at the draft lineups, it's so 50-50.
Yeah.
One side has an insane amount of damage that can just stop Twisted, while Twisted has a really tanky front, but also great damage. So it boils down to who'll be able to execute better at the right time. If anyone gets mispositioned. It's even tougher for Omega to fight a slow front to back, something that a Clint wants. This is just crazy that we ended up with the picks that we did. Even, look, the two mid laners don't have a clear gap. Sean eats a lot of damage there, but he'll be able to survive. That's how you know this game is really close. When both mid laners are pretty much getting their farm at the same time and it's all good. My goodness.
Yeah, I'm wondering if at some point does Sean just pick up a Winter Crown or something to at least prepare for that, you know, Deadly Magic combo.
Yeah, I think it would greatly benefit if Twisted Minds. All of them could, well, maybe except for MP the King.
Oh man, look
could
at
have at least one with the crown. Look at where Tracy is again.
Look at Ryzen. He's actually just
Tracy.
He's enough of a threat to keep Twisted from fully committing to this. Oh,
They find.
Oh!
Escape finds Nasha first. Mingwin played the bait, and now MP the King is turning tail. Perxiva and James on his behind. They pop his immortality here. Oh man, look at the arms on James. Are they going to finish the job? He gets the surge out. Meanwhile, in another fight, Lancer and Mingwin going 1v1. Tracy and Netsky too. And Perxiva and Ryzen throws it out. The Winter Crown. Tracy takes out Netsky. Ryzen takes out the opposing retribution holder.
What?
Lansu. How did he get in there?
Leave it to Patrick Star to be in your base.
What even is this game?
I'm so happy right now. I was like, I'm glad that my read was pretty accurate. I think these two are just like testing each other's limits and understanding of how to properly team fight.
Oh,
Because Omega know that they can't fight an honest team fight. They have to get crafty with it. But instead of Twisted Minds, you know, falling in and playing around a box, they said, all right, we can do that too. Why not?
That was one of the most chaotic fights we've seen today. And it all leads to this Lord take. That's being controlled by Twisted. Ryzen's going to do it again. He's going to swing on over to the back line, waiting patiently. It goes for a bit of a reset.
Oh.
A Wind of Nature now for Netsky. Man, Netsky, speaking of, just blasted Nasha on the last one. That's what started it
A
all.
little too quiet, Ryzen.
Oh, Ryzen.
All right, Space escapes through. I think he sniffed it out.
Yeah. I think it was also trying to counter, keep track of the cooldown timers of MP the King. So instead of MP the King showing up and eating a face full of deadly magic, because Tracy was nearby, Ryzen knew that he couldn't risk it. Still minion wave up top needs to be handled by Omega. Twisted Minds are trying to leverage that. Oh, they're going to stop Omega from being able to comfortably clear the mid lane minion wave too.
Yeah, they saw that Ryzen was there. He's going to actually be the one to clear it. Arrows being thrown out here too, but still no one can't control this Lord pitch for now. James will pick up Immortality.
The call here for Twisted Minds might be whoever Nausha hits or Sean hits with an Abyssal Arrow. They might just go for it. They're going to keep chipping away at this, but if they can get a big stun, that's who is going to go down first on the side of Omega. Meanwhile, for Omega, it's just play open the map, see if we can punish them with the shifting skies, and then hope for the best.
Really good with Ryzen cutting that wave.
Steal by Tracy. Bumps right into a minion. That was an initiation that could have been the game changer.
Yeah, Ryzen was there too. So Conceal use. He's got his Immortality. Tracy. Ryzen's not going to be able to go that angle, but at least what he can do for now is just manage that wave up top. Manage the lane.
Again, it's a dirty job. Someone's got to do it. He's the only one who can afford to do it.
And he's quick enough around the map. Again, even expanding rivers. So do they blitz this?
Whoa, Twisted Minds going for the blitz. Sean forced the flicker back. Perxiva very low, pops the Immortality. James and Mingwin dealing a lot of damage. Mingwin does steal away the Quella. And now the save turned off. MP the King secures. In comes the rest of them. James with the defense of that. Shifting skies, and MP the King finds Perxiva. Nausha comes in forward. BMI plus blazing to wet. And they find that stay. Oh, that's got to be all but over.
Twisted Minds can march in with the Lord without the Clint. A lot of the damage that could be used for wave clear is gone, but they're trying.
Mingwin gets cut out. Nausha is just angry right now. He's just 7-2.
That was a Hail Mary. But Ryzen pushed the mid lane minion wave, forcing Lansu to go back. So it's just 3 members of Twisted Minds. It could be doable.
James and Ryzen got it. Down goes Ryzen. Just big game James left. Shifting skies into the turret. It's just him. Gets the Immortality pop. Blazing the wet to the face. And Twisted Minds will be first to the board.
Messy but entertaining.